What do you think about making HEXPLATE more viable and more champs with cool ults like Aatrox, Pantheon, Set, Hecarim, Cassante? What changes would you make? I would say, from my perspective, I look at those champions that you're naming, and I wouldn't say, aside from Set, that I wouldn't say that I would want HEXPLATE to be viable. Right? HEXPLATE's an attack speed item. I think we could make more ultimate-based items, which I'm always a huge fan of, right? This probably isn't readily apparent to people from the outside, but Malignance predates HEXPLATE by months, because the AP system, I redid the AP system about halfway through 2023 when I was working on 2024 preseason. And HEXPLATE was actually modeled after Malignance. The designer who was working on the fighter system, months later said, hey, Malignance, that's really cool. I'm going to make an item like something sort of like that for divers. Now, obviously the first version didn't work out super well, but that was the idea. And I think Malignance is awesome. I think the ult items are awesome. I also did Zeke's as just ult to get the thing. I think if we wanted champions like Aatrox or, say, Hecarim or Cassante, like these champions that do not want attack speed, to buy a ultimate haste item that does something cool when they ult, I think that's a totally reasonable idea, but I don't think that that item is supposed to be HEXPLATE. I think HEXPLATE makes some sense as an attack speed item, or at least it's found a cool space as an attack enabling item. And those champions are not champions that are looking to get 50% AS, right? That's my perspective, is we could make more items like this, right? Ultimates are just such a cool central part of League of Legends. I think it actually makes sense to have more items that would be about your ultimate in some way. Whether that's a trigger when you ult, or whether that's your ult has some new property like Malignance. Honestly, I think we should probably do another Malignance type item, like your ult has a new property, rather than more steroids when you ult. Not that I think steroids when you ult are bad. I just think we already have two, sort of. Well, I guess we have one steroid and one like spell effect. Yeah, maybe it's fine to have another steroid of some kind. But I think we should have another Malignance somewhere for some subclass or some class. Could be really cool.